It's gonna work out sooner than later. You don't have to worry about tomorrow.
Hi guys.
Hi.
This is Gabby.
This is Jazz.
From our YouTube channel,
Namaste
Real. So let's get right into it. I hope all of you guys have had a really great week. If you have not, that's okay because you're in really good company.
Yes, you are.
My week has been kind of shitty, to be honest with you.
And you know what? I co-signed that shitty week, and
Yes.
it still continues.
So if there was a title for this episode, maybe like, it's okay to not be okay.
It's perfectly fucking okay, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So last weekend, I was invited to and attended a baby shower for a awesome, wonderful, beautiful friend of ours.
Yes.
Jazz, were you also invited?
I was invited, but I had prior engagements, and I do apologize. I love you.
So I went. It was great. We are so happy for you. Sometimes when you find yourself in an environment around people who might be doing or getting or just, you know, kind of maybe have the things that you are wanting for yourself in the future, you start to...
It starts to make you question, like, what are you doing with your life?
Yes, you start to
I don't have
compare
those
a lot.
things.
This person has this.
Mhm.
I don't have this. This person does this. I would like to... all of those things. And it kind of fucks your head up a little bit.
Yes, it does.
And for me, during that time, a lot of it. So during that awesome baby shower, I had a really great time. However, in my car, all the way home, 45 minutes long, I was definitely crying the entire time. Texting Jazz, letting her know all of the things that I was going through. Probably about 5 or 6 of you got the same text message, so thank you, girlfriends, for holding me down during that. And honestly, the whole week it's kind of been a bit of a domino effect.
Yes, it's like one thing after another
Yeah.
has just been occurring.
Totally. So that's been my week, Jazz.
Oh, so we're going to talk about my week.
Yeah.
Let's just get straight to it, right?
Might as well.
So now that we've heard about Gabby's weekend, I think we're going to go in to talk about my week last week, and it was a shit show, like real shit show.
Lovely.
I want to say about Wednesday of last week, I had hit like my 9th or 10th day of having chronic migraines, and it was to the point where I couldn't work out, I couldn't even like do things with my kids, so it was very, in a sense, depressing because
Right.
I couldn't do those everyday things, and especially like not being able to work. Like,
Yes,
that's
so
hard.
it's really hard as a single mom,
Yes.
a single person in general, to miss work because of really anything.
Yes.
So those of you that are holding down that dual income,
You better appreciate it.
you are very lucky at this point.
My bank account don't appreciate me being out sick.
Aha, that's real. Okay, so
that
tell me
was,
more.
Then I think it was just being overly stressed and being so consumed with everything that was going on in life that I had forgot to like take care of myself, like
Right.
mentally, like physically. I mean, yes, I go to the gym, but there's other physical aspects
Right.
that I had failed to take care of in my life because it was just nonstop go, go, go.
Right.
And I don't think this week was any better. Like you had talked about that domino effect, and everything fell into this week. And I sit here and I think, like, wow. Mind you, if any of you follow me on my personal Instagram and you've been removed, reevaluate why I have removed you from my Instagram. So I've been spending the last couple of days like removing people, deleting people out of my lives. I've come to the conclusion that I have a lot of shitty people in my life.
Ooh, that's real.
And that really kind of hurts. It's a majority of the people in my life are only there for the materialistic things, the, oh, Jazz this, Jazz that, Jazz this, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. Well,
Right.
great. How many of you have ever stopped to check on your strong friends?
Right. Please check on your strong friends because I think we are both qualified as those.
Yes.
We get it. Oh my God, you guys can hold it down. You guys are so this. You guys know how to do all this independent stuff.
Shut the fuck up.
So
Please,
those of
thank
you
you.
that have, those of you that have strong friends, please text them now and make sure that they are mentally and emotionally okay because chances are they might not be.
There must be something going on.
Right. So what we will discuss in this episode is the dangers of comparing and how often we find ourselves comparing, not just social media, around our friends, around people we probably don't even like at the same time, and then what that can do, the results of comparing, what kind of effect it has on you mentally, emotionally, physically.
And then just what you can do to like make sure that you don't dig a deep hole for yourself.
Yes, so
stay tuned. Okay, so I did touch base on the whole social media thing and how I went through my Instagram and I was deleting people who were not beneficial to me.
Right.
I've always been beneficial and there for everybody else, so I thought that it was time for me to do things for myself for once.
Right.
But that also goes into this whole concept of we don't do it purposely.
Right.
What we do when we look at other people's social media is
Right.
we start to compare ourselves to them.
Right. It maybe is not a thing that you do on purpose, but unconsciously, when you're scrolling and you see this person's taking these trips and this person's having their 4th, 5th, 6th child, if that's what you want.
This person has the perfect marriage, relationship,
all
and I
those
want
things,
that.
the perfect body, the perfect face, all of that can be fabricated.
Yes.
Not at all to hate on anybody who is posting things that are super genuine and you are super happy and you are killing it. Props to you all day long. But I think the message is for ourselves, especially for this week and maybe you guys, is you are going to see what people want you to see on social media. And so do not assume just based off of one picture or a series of pictures
that all is good.
All is good. I mean, people are human and everyone's going to have their weeks and days and years that shit isn't okay.
And it's perfectly fine to admit it.
Perfectly fine to admit it. All right?
And if somebody does, this is
Yeah.
another thing, if somebody does admit something to you on social media, whether it's social media or in person,
Right.
don't be an asshole.
Right.
Kind of be there for them and try
We're
to
all
understand
human.
where they're coming from.
Seriously. So that could be the case in social media. So let's say that you're around a group of friends, whether they're your friends from back in the day and you're super cool with them, or they're just your associates that you just happen to always be around, like coworkers. Sometimes when you are hearing how other people are living, this person got a promotion, this person is getting a new job, this person is pregnant,
Taking all these days off.
all of this kind of stuff, and then you tend to compare also, like why the F is Becky getting a fucking promotion?
Becky's only been here for 2 months.
Right, all of those
Becky.
things. So you start to compare, even around the people that you know and kind of spend time with, and that too can have a domino effect, an effect on you mentally, emotionally, physically, all of those things, and it's something to acknowledge.
Yes. All right, so the domino effect thing, and we're
Yes.
talking about mental, physical, emotional health. So when I had gone through the whole migraines and I was unable to work
Right.
and work out, I was depressed, and I will not lie to you, I was 100% depressed.
Right. So what does that depression look like for you? What then happens? How do you behave?
For me, I slept a lot,
Okay.
which was good because one of the reasons was because I wasn't sleeping that I was having like these migraines.
Right.
I made communication with people that I probably shouldn't have.
That happens.
And I don't think it was out of wanting pity from anyone. It was just not wanting to talk to people that I talk to on a regular basis.
That's right.
I wanted to talk to somebody different.
Right.
In that time frame that I was having that depression phase, I actually cut myself off from friends that I do see on a regular basis, talk to on a regular basis. The communication, it wasn't there.
Right.
If you wanted to talk to me, you couldn't.
Right.
I was unavailable. I made myself unavailable to people, which is not a good thing in a sense, because then you're putting yourself into this dark hole.
Right.
And oftentimes, if you get too far in that dark hole, it's really hard to get out of. And I've been there plenty of times.
That is real. So this past week when I got into my state of depression or something. I don't know if I don't isolate the people around me. I will be in contact with a strong group of people, but the text messages are not positive. I mean, I'm not cussing these people out in any way, shape, or form. I'm just not saying very positive things about myself.
Well,
and
it's
so
not only that, but you're also very short, and that's how I know that you're
going. Oh, yes, I am very short. Yes.
Cut that text so short, you're like,
right.
okay.
And usually, if you're texting me, I'm gonna tell you about the sun, the moon, and the stars. Okay. But when I am not in my own, kind of mood, it's a yes, a no, a what, and I'll be there in 2 minutes.
And
okay. And then, what was it on Wednesday? I called my coworkers. I did not want to go. It was Tuesday. I did not want to go into work, but I had to because I don't have that dual income that some of us are basking in. I said, I will come into work, but I am taking a vow of silence. I said, I will not talk to anybody. I said, you can talk to me, but I will not say words to you. And I went that whole day without saying one thing to anybody unless you were like a client of mine.
And sometimes we get like that.
Yes.
It's just out of habit.
So that's kind of what happens to me.
We do have a question for you guys, though.
Yes, a really good question. Okay, so Jazz, when you find yourself in that emotional and mental state of depression, this whole per se, whatever, I like spaghetti, so maybe something different. What do you do to get yourself out of it?
So for me, it's so difficult. I am that type of person that I don't tell anybody that I'm going through things. I kind of just deal with it on my own. So
she's the strong friend.
So relying on people is one of the hardest things for me. For me to say, hey, this is what I'm going through. Listen for a second. But for myself, I typically, what I'll do is I'll go to the gym. I can go to the gym for 2, 3, 4 hours. As long as I've got my music going and I see the gym, nothing else matters to me. And that's kind of one of my coping mechanisms. I also do like to seclude myself from people whenever I'm going through these things. Okay. So my phone is on Do Not Disturb 24/7.
Yeah.
But
yes, this is very true.
If you don't hear from me for 24 hours after you've tried to reach me, just know that there's probably something up.
Right.
I know the whole secluding yourself is probably not a good coping mechanism, but it has worked for me. It continues to work, and I know.
I also like to seclude myself, but this is all the time I tend to do that. But I think I am realizing the benefit of just being able to put your shit on the table in front of 1 or 2 people who know you and love you and they won't judge you, and you can say, I'm having a shitty week because I'm really jealous of another friend.
Yes.
Or I'm having a shitty week or because I'm really upset with myself about the decision I made 2 months ago about whatever. To just put it out there because...
But for some of us, that's just really hard.
Oh, I know, it's
because
not the easiest
you don't want to
thing.
feel like a burden to somebody or somebody oh my God, here she goes again.
And then so this is what I think a lot of people think, that the sad version of them or the angry version of them or the jealous, unconfident version of them is somehow a burden to the people who love them. I do that quite often. If I can't be happy around you, then I just probably shouldn't be around you.
But it's kind of like a whole vibe thing. If I have negative energy coming off of me, I don't want to pass it off to everybody else. So I'm just gonna go this way and you go that way.
Well, and that's why I don't think you have to pass it off to everybody. I think you need to have a friend or two that is just that soundboard. Someone who you can call and just be like, bitch, I'm about to tell you everything and I don't want you to fucking say 2 words to me, and if you do, I'm gonna pop the fuck off.
Damn, Gabby.
That was my best friend.
It's like that sometimes, though.
All right, so now that you know some of our coping mechanisms, hello, share with us what are some of your coping mechanisms to kind of pull yourself out of your own kind of emotional and mental holes.
Yes, feel free to give us your input. We would love to hear from you guys. Either leave a comment or email us on our email. It'll come up here shortly after our next part of this episode.
Right, so stay tuned. We're going to go over with me some yoga poses that I use to kind of get myself back to better. Hey guys, Gabby here from Namastay Real. So to recap, recap of what we talked about this episode, it's okay to not be okay. Meaning life gets stressful and sometimes you just have to acknowledge it. Now, how do you get yourself out of it? For me personally, I like to do yoga. Yoga is known to help alleviate a lot of stress, to help calm the mind and relax the body. So even if you do not know how to do yoga, I'm going to go through a couple of sequences that kind of help me kind of move and flow. So yoga is connecting the breath with the movement. So some of these might be easy, some of them might be a little challenging, but we'll do a little description at the bottom. So, Namaste Real.
Stacking up cash, fast when it comes to the gas. By no means average, as long as she's got to have it. Baby, you're a perfect 10. I like the way you work it, no diggity, I gotta bag it up. I like the way you work it, no diggity, I gotta bag it up. I like the way you work it, no diggity, I gotta bag it up. I like the way you work it, no diggity, I gotta bag it up. She's got class and style. It's gonna work out in your favor. Just keep your head to the sky, keep your eyes